Cryptocurrencies are in a very critical area. The last couple of days, we are starting to see the strength wane for Bitcoin, which also means that this weakness that we are seeing in Bitcoin may trickle down to a much greater degree to the altcoins. So what we are seeing right now is Bitcoin is just starting to bounce up pretty much the last 30 minutes, but Bitcoin has to break this level of resistance. If we get rejected here for Bitcoin, that means we will come down, test this level of support, which means there's a very high chance, at least in the immediate short term, for Bitcoin starting to break down to a degree. What this will mean for the altcoins is that the altcoins will also start to see this breakdown and this weakness, but to a much greater degree. We're going to be taking a look at Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, some cryptocurrencies, so make sure you watch this entire video. You cannot miss this information that I have for you today. What's up, Myles? It is ladies and gentlemen here. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you do not miss these time-sensitive videos about cryptocurrencies that can make you lots of money. Make sure you also, if you love cryptocurrencies, smash up the like button and blow up the comment section with your questions, comments, or concerns, things that you like, that you don't like, things that you think I should do. Let me know your thoughts below. I really appreciate all the likes, all the support that you give to this channel. And make sure you also join my Patreon. It's only $10 a month for now. And in my Patreon, you get access to when I'm buying and selling cryptocurrencies. I watch the charts all day long. I have alarms, I have alerts, so whenever prices hit certain levels, I know what's going on and I can keep you all informed. In the Patreon, I let you guys know when to buy and to sell. I give you guys updates through technical analysis so you can know when to make the best moves. I also have services where I can talk on the phone with you. We can overlook your portfolio to see if there's any things that we need to change, because you need to diversify your portfolio in particular ways that I will show you in the Patreon to make the most money this bull run. Join the Patreon right now in my video link description. Make sure you also follow my Instagram and my Twitter. I do put very important information on there for free as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive straight into the video. So what we are seeing right now, the top 10 cryptocurrencies, Dogecoin is actually up 3%. Shiba Inu is up 5% the last 7 days. We are up 24% for Shiba Inu. So we're starting to see Shiba Inu and some of these cryptos that were pumping up a lot to just slow down for just a little bit for a very short period of time. I'm not worried about those cryptos. Look at Polkadot up 7%. Most of the cryptos in the top 10 are actually up. Binance Coin being up 9%. Very good to see this. So most cryptos are up like 1% or 2%. Nothing crazy to be seeing in the markets. But Bitcoin right now, we were getting to a very critical area this morning, and Bitcoin was potentially about to continue its downtrend from the top, which now we are at a 6.5% correction from the top already. And that has just happened in the last couple of days. But ever since Bitcoin hit this top, we formed a downtrend. Look, here's the high, here's the low, and the highs and the lows, they continue to go down. We're zigzagging all the way down. But we ended up bouncing off this very strong level of support, which is defined by this yellow line that I have right there. I was believing that Bitcoin was actually going to start to break down below it because we were starting to get touches under it. And then in just a blink of an eye, as I was making an update to you guys in the Patreon, we started to see a very strong bounce in the crypto market. However, we don't want to be fooled by these bounces because uptrends, they do go up. They do go up, yes, in uptrends, but the highs, they continue to get lower. Look at these, the highs are going lower. So in uptrend, we can come all the way up and then bounce back down, break that support line. So I will be keeping an eye on this and alerting you guys know what to do. But the worst case scenario for Bitcoin, let's just talk about the bearish scenario, is we could either get rejected off of this level of resistance here and then come back down to test the support level, potentially bouncing off of it again. Or what would most likely happen in a bearish scenario is that we would break down below it and start to bounce off either this level of support, and if that doesn't work, we'd come all the way down and bounce off the $50,000 level between 52,000, which means that every single candlestick that we are seeing here represents a 1 day period. We are still finishing this day pattern, which we might actually end up closing in the green. We don't know yet, but if we do end up closing green, that will be a very bullish sign. Even if we had a couple of red days, it would still be very, very bullish. But what we have to look out for is that if Bitcoin can hold this strong level of support, and that level of support is going to be $53,000. If Bitcoin can hold this level of support, which is $56,000 right now, almost $57 actually, 57,000. If we can hold this level of support and worst case scenario bounce off of this, we are still very bullish, even if we consolidated for several days before starting to gain some momentum. We need to be taking a look out and watching for what is happening for Bitcoin to see what's going to be happening with Shiba Inu, Dogecoin, and some of our favorite cryptocurrencies. Let's take a pause on the technical analysis and let me show you some very important information. But before we do so, if you want a great platform to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, use my WEBULL link. If you sign up and deposit $100 using my link, they will send you 2 free stocks worth up to $4,000, which you can immediately sell and buy cryptos with. The link for that will be in my video description below. And remember, none of this is financial advice, it's just all my own opinion. So here's something that's very important for the whole cryptocurrency market. So this is a Bitcoin chart, and it shows the bull cycles of Bitcoin in 2013 and 2017. What we are seeing is these tops, we see these bear markets, right? But every single time after we bottomed out into that little bear market that we had just a couple of months ago from the bull run, from a top, there was a rise in the RSI 30%. There was a 30% rise, or a 30 level rise in the RSI every time we bottomed out. So we had a 30 rise there, a 30-point rise here, and every single time it happened in these previous bull cycles. And if we still get that 30% RSI increase, that would push us to $400,000 projectively, which is close to 1,000% gain from these very levels. And it wouldn't be from this very level, it would be from the $28,000 level, which was the bottom. So if this ends up playing out, which is historically always happened in bull cycles, it would probably take us towards, mid of next year to get to this level. But if this does happen, where we reach a cycle top in the next several months, we could see potentially close to $400,000 for Bitcoin. And to see even more clear picture, this is what happens. Okay, since the bottom, which was 28,000, if we do get a 30% increase in the RSI, it would push us close to around 390,000. If we only got half of that, basically half of that, it would push us to 265,000 for the cycle top. And if we only had 1/3 of the 10% increase of the RSI, that would push us to a minimum of $150,000, which is pretty much a 3x from this very level. And it's only going to happen in the next several of months. So based on historical data, that's how we're getting these price predictions. That's how we're able to understand, if we look at previous bull cycles, which we know even mostly all the bull cycles are a little bit different. They also follow each other so much very similarly. So this would be very interesting. Do you guys think that that will play out? And if Bitcoin were to hit 400,000, what would be your price target for Shiba Inu? If Bitcoin were to hit 400,000, what would be your price target for Dogecoin, Ethereum, Cardano? Let me know in the comments below. I personally think that if Bitcoin were to hit 400,000, we could easily, what would that be from now? That's almost a 10x, right? It's 1,000% gain, about 900% gain. And we know that these altcoins way outperform Bitcoin. If that were to happen and this FOMO and stuff were to come in, that would literally push up Dogecoin. What would Dogecoin be? Like $2.50, $2.50, $3, $4. It could be some crazy numbers. Shiba Inu, I don't even know what that would be. We have Cardano 10xing, possibly being $20 or $30. We have XRP, another 10x. Like, these altcoins would go crazy, a minimum of 10x if Bitcoin does 10x. But let me show you this information. So the US dominates global Bitcoin hash rate. So ever since China cracked down on Bitcoin mining, where they've pretty much reduced all of their Bitcoin mining, which was a stupid move on their part, it has allowed the United States to gain the hash rate power. It's something I've been telling you guys about the last several months. Now, what China was doing is they would band all of these miners together and they would create these mining pools. And what they would do is when Bitcoin would reach these particular prices, they would dump their Bitcoin. They would have to sell their Bitcoin on the exchanges and dump the prices of Bitcoin 20%, 30%. And they're able to do that by holding the majority of the mining power. It's like 75% of the hash rate. All of these people getting all of these Bitcoins coming together and selling at the exact same time. There were time dumps, and it would cause volatility, it would cause market fears, it would cause crashes. And China was playing a part in all of this market manipulation for Bitcoin because they want their cryptocurrency to succeed. But now they can't do that. And the United States, yes, they will be selling their Bitcoins, the miners. They sell their Bitcoins in order to be able to pay for the production of mining, to pay for the energy and so forth. So they have to sell it, but they're not going to be coming together and all dumping it at the same same time, trying to manipulate the price. So this is a very good thing for this bull run. A lot of the volatility that we were experiencing, several months back, we're not going to see now, because a lot of those people were either the miners dumping, and it was over leveraged traders going 100x, 50x on Bitcoin. And a lot of that has been reduced. So that's reducing a lot of the volatility. So pretty much all of the volatility, other than like FUD and news that we see on the internet or on the TV, is going to be reduced, because the hash rate is given to the United States, and a lot of people aren't using as much leverage as they were back then. So two huge factors causing crashes and dumps are pretty much being negated and removed from the whole crypto market. Now, Bitcoin, $60,000 resistance hidden set buying the dip opportunity before all-time highs. So what these analysts are saying is that yes, Bitcoin is at these very levels, cryptocurrencies are at these very levels, but these people are buying the dip. They're buying this dip right here, $55,000, $56,000 for Bitcoin, which means that they're also potentially going to be buying these altcoin dips, which means that if these people are buying the dips and these people are still very bullish at these very levels, that means that people are confident in the market, which means that if there's confidence, if there's greed, that people are going to start buying cryptocurrencies like crazy. And when people start buying cryptocurrencies like crazy, we know that that will be pushing up their prices like crazy as well. So we are seeing bullish sentiment still, even though we've had a little bit of a drop in the crypto market, the altcoins as well. The bullish sentiment is still there. It has not left. Okay, so we're seeing Bitcoin potentially getting a bounce. Ethereum is starting to get a bounce here too. Let me show you the 30-minute time frame. Ethereum is getting a pretty significant bounce. It was looking like, especially with these red blood diamonds, that we were potentially about to see further drops. But a lot of times these can also be reversal signals. But Ethereum needs to break this level of resistance and continue to head up to confirm the possible bottom. So the altcoins right now might actually be at their bottom. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is starting to bounce up, which means that this is very good for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But Dogecoin, we are starting to see Dogecoin is starting to bounce up. This ended up being the bottom, and it looks like we could potentially be forming an inverse head and shoulders. So Dogecoin is at a very, very cheap and undervalued level. And I love Dogecoin at this very price, because it does not take long to get to Dogecoin to 30 cents from this level, which could be a pretty significant gain. Solana actually looking very bullish as well. We are forming an inverse head and shoulders. It'll be very likely for us to at least come to this level, test it, and potentially break out all the way up to potentially $170 for Solana. So Solana is setting up. XRP is starting to get a decent boost. So these altcoins right now are forming a reversal signal. So hopefully they can hold up and they do maintain these levels and continue to slowly head up at least. If they do, this could be a very good buying opportunity for all of the altcoins, especially the ones I mentioned in the Patreon and in these videos, like Algorand, Cardano looking very good as well. Shiba Inu looking good. So Shiba Inu did end up bouncing up just this morning. So we had a double bottom off this level of support, and that is good because this is the high here and this is the high here. These are the lows. So we are getting confirmation of the uptrend. So Shiba Inu needs to hold this very level. We could have some room for a little bit of a correction, and even the worst case bullish scenario, we could come down potentially 16%. The worst case scenario, we could come down 16%, bounce off a level of support here before heading up even further. So even if we came down another 16%, we could still be very bullish. And even the worst case possible scenario, if Shiba Inu were to correct even further, which Shiba Inu is holding up stronger than most cryptocurrencies right now. Worst case scenario, even if we came down another 30%, I would be buying that dip. But if we ended up breaking that 30%, a 30% retracement from this very level, I would be weary of buying the Shiba Inu dip because it could dip a little bit further and I'll be buying that potential dip. So on the Patreon, I will be alerting you when to buy and so keeping you guys all updated on what you should do. So make sure you join the Patreon. And if you got anything out of this video, make sure you smash up the like button, blow up the comments, and I will see you all later. Have a good one.